Since you and Craig were careful to make sure the profession depicted what's authentically presented in the film, even hiring a
Oh, I know where this is going.
What did you understand about the type of service provider you were portraying that you didn't understand before?
I was inspired by, I would say, a probably rather PG portrayal that I had seen on PBS in a series. So I had to do my research. But
we had a consultant.
Yes, we did have a consultant because
we know nothing of that stuff.
Several consultants because I'm like, okay, I want to portray the community accurately. I don't want to be the 50 Shades thorn in their side. Right. Of course, nobody as a filmmaker really wants to be 50 Shades anyway. One of the things that I was encouraged by in researching was that every dominatrix or person in this particular field, they have their own rules that they abide by. Right. They might be a sex worker, they might not. She is not a prostitute. Because there's so much ignorance surrounding this particular profession, it's a hurdle that she is constantly up against. And she faces a lack of respect, not only for what she does, but for her own intellect, because everyone assumes that she is a prostitute and treats her.
And can't do anything.
Yes, and that she is a worthless person, which is not true for people who are in that line of work, or for dominatrices, or for anyone else.
To the both of you, as you're producing a film like this, how is the process developed? What steps from idea to completed film is the most challenging when dealing with low-budget filmmaking?
From the very start of this, the pre-production and getting ready to film took us 7 to 8 months of getting that all ready. So we needed to scout locations, and then we needed to secure locations. That was a process because all the locations that we scouted that we wanted, we didn't get. And we worked really hard to get them, and ultimately got a no and had to go to plan B and plan C a lot.
I believe the quote is, I get by with a little help from my friends.
Yeah.
We're live.
We got by with a lot of help from strangers.
Yes, we did.
So I'm a veteran. So we went to the American Legion Hall, and they led us to believe all along that it would be no problem to let us use their hall for the dive bar scene that we needed. Right. And at the last minute, they said, well, we're not going to get to it in time, so go find something else. I feel like Lorrisa and I, by being professional, going to places, I mean, we look professional, we hold ourselves to be professional, we act professional, and we imparted this feeling of confidence that we would come in and do the job the right way, that nobody would have egg on their faces. And I think that's a big, big part of it. And when we finally started filming, that was another set of challenges, because every day I felt like Sisyphus, and so did Lorrisa. We were pushing that boulder up, and every new day the boulder was at the bottom of the hill, and it presented us with another 2-3 dozen challenges that we had to overcome on a daily basis.
Well, for me, the most challenging aspects were pre-production and now marketing. The least creative aspects, which also involve the most people. And I mean, I could edit 12 hours straight alone in my office, which I often did. Right. And I would wrap up to say that, as Mark Manson says, we as human beings, we can't escape problems. Overcoming problems gives us meaning, so we need problems.
We need problems, but in our position, we just want better problems.
That's the truth, is that success and happiness is being able to choose better problems.
Yeah.
All right, very good. All right, finally, when artists evolve through and create a work, their lives afterwards are different from when they started. How did your lives change after you completed this film?
Well, I'm uglier. I have more gray hair. You know, what's really interesting, and I think I mentioned this earlier, is Lorrisa and I have been together for 16 years. We've been married for 15 years. In our partnership, I would say right now, she and I are probably closer than we've ever been. And we've always been really, really tight. So for me, I've always been a huge believer in Lorrisa's abilities. She's been scratching at the glass ceiling of the Chicago entertainment business for a long time. And as her husband, as her best friend, as her partner in crime, all of these things, to see her script come to the big screen, to see her abilities shine on the big screen for the world to know how she looks on screen, how she sounds on screen, the way she acts, the entire package that she brings to any production company or any project. The world needs to see it, but we were tired of waiting on others to see it. So we decided that it was time for, it was high time for us to do it ourselves.
And for the first time in my life, I feel I was able to fully spread my wings and share who I am as an artist on almost every level. I read a quote recently that I can relate to, that a soulmate isn't someone who completes you. A soulmate is someone who inspires you to complete yourself. And I feel in many ways I had the opportunity to do so for this. I mean, even just editing this feature was a joy and was a massive boon to my skills and perceptions as a writer and an actor. I encourage all aspiring artists, performers, filmmakers to stay curious as storytellers and learn more skills, whether that's acting, dancing, writing, editing, or visual design.
All of it's going to help in
They will
creating
use
the story.
them. They will benefit from them. They are never a waste. They'll have more options when the industry experiences a cataclysm like 2020. Be more creative and independent and able to fulfill their own vision like we did, and ultimately more empowered. I believe that would be the best way to summarize how we've changed through this, is that we've empowered ourselves. I hope that everyone is inspired by that.
This is Patrick McDonald for HollywoodChicago.com. Copyright 2020.